Hi everyone, let's see the concept of binary trees. You know, a tree is a collection of nodes. Among all the nodes, one node will act as a root node. Binary means 2. Then, binary trees means it is a collection of nodes. Among all the nodes, one node will act as a root node, and each and every node can have a maximum of 2 children. Then we will call it as a binary tree. What I am saying is, let us take a tree. This is a tree. It's a collection of nodes. Among all the nodes, one node will act as root node. In addition to that, if you take any node, that node can have at most 2 children. Then we can call it as a binary tree. At most means it can have either 0 children or 1 children or 2 children. 0 children means we can call it as a leaf node. How we are going to identify the number of children for a particular node? By taking the degree of that node. Let us take it's a tree. Its degree is 0. Its degree is 0. Its degree is 0. So, it is a tree. If you take any node, that node can have a maximum degree is 2. So, I can call it as a binary tree. For example, I am taking this. Can I call this as a binary tree? Yes, because it is having degree 0. My degree can be either 0 or 1 or 2. So it is also a binary tree. It is a binary tree because its degree is 0, its degree is 1. It is also a binary tree. It is also a binary tree. Now check this. It is not binary tree because this degree is 0, degree is 0, degree is 0, this degree is 3. Any node can have a maximum degree of 2, but this node having maximum degree 3, so we cannot call it as binary tree. But I can call it as ternary tree. Means this tree can have, every node can have maximum of 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 children. Suppose I am drawing an example 1, 2, 'Can I call this as a binary tree? Just check. This degree is 0, degree 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, degree 2, degree 2, degree 2, degree 2, degree 2. So I have taken all the nodes. For all the nodes, the maximum degree is 2. So then I can call it as a binary tree. Means if you take any node, that node can have maximum of 2 children. Check this. Can I call this as a binary tree? No. It is not a tree at all because this tree is having a circuit. When you observe a circuit in a tree, we can in a diagram we cannot call it as a tree because to reach from 1 to 8 I have 2 paths. One path is 1, 2, 5 and 8. I have another path 1, 3, 6, 8. So it is not a tree at all. So if it is not a tree, I cannot call it as a binary tree. Yes. Can I call this as a binary tree? No, it is not a binary tree because this node is having degree 3. Degree 3 means this node is having 3 children. When a node is having 3 children, we cannot call it as a binary tree. Okay. Here, in this particular diagram, for node 1, 2 and 3 are called as left successor and right successor. 4 and 5 are called successors of 2. That is, left successor of 2 is 4, right successor of 2 is 5. Left successor of 3 is 6, right successor of 3 is 7. Left successor of 6 is 10, right successor of 10 is 11. What about successor of 10? No, nothing. Successor of 11, nothing. Successor of 7, nothing. Meaning that for leaf nodes, there are no successors. If there are no successors, I can say that there are no subtrees for that node. What about subtrees of subtrees for one? One is left successor, so there is a form of left subtree. Another is a right successor, so I can form a right subtree. What about successors of 2? Left successor and right successor. So there is 2 possibilities. One is left subtree, another one is right subtree. If there is a successor, surely we will have a subtree. If there is no successor, there is no subtree. Okay, fine. If I am having a tree of height h, what are the minimum number of nodes are there in the tree of height h? Just think about this. I have a tree of height h, binary tree of height h. Then how many minimum number of nodes should be there in the tree? See here, you have to understood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This tree height is the longest path from corresponding node. Height of tree means I need to take it as root node. Longest path from root node to longest leaf node. So its height is 3. What my question is, if my tree height is h, how many number of nodes should be there? It is like, for example, if there is only one node, tree height is 0. Height of leaf node is 0. If I am having height 1, just check here. If I am having height 1, how can I arrange in such a way? 1 and 2, or I can arrange like this, 1, 2. So this height 2 is 0, this height is 1, this height is 0, this height is 1. So at height 1 I can arrange 2 nodes. At height 2, I can arrange like this, or I can arrange like this: 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. So like this. If my tree height is 0, there is only one node possible. If my tree height is 1, there are only two nodes possible. If my tree height is 2, there are only 3 nodes possible. Similarly, if my tree height is h, how many nodes are possible? H plus 1 nodes are possible. See, this is 1, 2, 3. 0 means 1, 1 means 2, 2 means 3, h means h plus 1. If a tree of height h, it can support minimum of h plus 1 elements. Similarly, what about maximum elements? Just think. Maximum means at each and every level it has to complete. Check here, at level 0 or at height 0, how many nodes are there? Only one node. So maximum how many nodes I can place? Only one node I can place. At level 1, how many elements I can place? See, I am writing this. At level 1 or at level 0, I can place only one element. At a tree of height 1, I can place completely the elements 1, 2, 3. Right? So this is height is 0, this height is 0, this height is 1. So at height 1, I can suppose to place 3 elements. Next, at height 2, I can place a maximum nodes like this. Right? So this is 0, this is height 1, this is height 2. So I can place 3, 4, 7. So total 7 nodes I can place at height 2. Or I can call it as a level 2. At height 3, you can place like this: 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Total 3, 4, 7, 7, 8. Total 15 elements are possible at a tree of height 3. See here, at height 0, I can place maximum of 1 element. At height 1, I can place maximum of 3 elements. At height 2, I can place maximum of 7 elements. At height 3, I can place maximum of 15 elements. Similarly, at height h, how many elements I can able to place? Can you able to derive any equation for that? 0, 1, 1, 3, 2, 7, 3, 15. See, just assume at level 0, I can able to place 2 power 0 elements. At height 0, I can able to place 2 power 0 elements. At height 1, I can able to place 2 power 1 elements. 2 power 1 elements. Just, or if you want to understood, like I will write it completely. At level 0, 2 power 0 elements. At level 1, 2 power 1 elements. At level 2, 2 square elements. At level 3, 2 power 3 elements. Similarly, at height h, 2 power h elements are possible. 2 power h elements are possible. So total a tree of height h, how many elements are possible? Sum up of all these elements, that is 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 square, and so on 2 power h elements. So this equation is in the form of geometric progression. So geometric progression formula is a into r power n minus 1 by r minus 1. Here ratio is r is 2, a is 2 power 0, that is 1. So a is 1, r is 2, n is how much? n is h plus 1. See here, 2 power 1 to 2 power h is h elements, 2 power 0 is 1 element. So total number of elements here are h plus 1 elements minus 1 by r is 2 minus 1. So if you solve this one, 2 power h plus 1 minus 1. So at a height h, maximum elements possible are 2 power h plus 1 minus 1. I mean, if my tree height is 4, how many elements are possible? Just substitute here. 2 power h plus 1 minus 1. 2 power h means 4 plus 1, 5 minus 1. Total 31 elements are possible. Substitute in this equation if you want. H equal to 2. 2 cube minus 1, 7. H equal to 1. 2 square minus 1, 3. So at a tree of height h, I can able to place a maximum of 2 power h plus 1 minus 1 elements and a minimum of h plus 1 elements. Okay. Now I am having n unlabeled nodes. Unlabeled nodes. How many binary trees are possible? Just think. How many binary tree structures are possible? Unlabeled means I didn't have given any name. For example, I am having one unlabeled node. How many binary tree structures are possible with one unlabeled node? Only one structure is possible. If I am having two unlabeled nodes, we can have one possible structure is this one. A node with left side node or a node with its right side node. Yes. So except these two, there are no other structures possible with the help of two nodes. If you write like this is not at all a tree. I am asking about binary tree. This is not at all a tree. Why? Because we can call it as a forest. Because there is no common root node. With the help of three unlabeled nodes, how many binary trees are possible? Just check this structure. 1, 2, like this. I can write one structure possible is this one. Or I can write this. Right? Yes. Or I can write like this. Or I can write one node left side, and for this I will write right side. Or I will write like this, right side and left side. Okay. With the help of three unlabeled nodes, I got 5 binary tree structures. Binary tree structures. If you draw any other structure, it will comes under any one of these structures. So, if I am having one unlabeled node, I will get only one binary structure. If I am having two unlabeled nodes, I got 2 binary structures. If I am having 3 unlabeled nodes, I got 5 binary tree structures. Binary structure. So, what my question? If I am having n unlabeled nodes, how many binary tree structures are possible? That reference will have a derivation. You don't require the derivation, just remember this formula. 2n cn by n plus 1. That represents our formula. If you want, just substitute here for confirmation. Just substitute n value as 3. If you substitute n value as 3, 2n means 6c3 by 4. 6c3 means 6 into 5 into 4, 1 into 2 into 3 by 4. This will cancel, 4 will cancel, you will get 5. Right? So if I am having 3 unlabeled nodes, I got 5 binary tree structures. So I got 5 answers. So the generalized formula for this, if I am having n unlabeled nodes, you will get 2n cn by n plus 1 binary tree structures. Okay. Similarly, if I am having n labeled nodes, how many binary structures are possible? Just think about this. Labeled means it's having a representation, name. One label node, I can able to represent only one binary structure. Two label nodes, that is 1 and 2. Now, just think about this. I can represent like this, or I can represent like this. I mean, what I am saying is, I am making 1 as root node and 2 as children. With the help of 1 as root node, I got 2 structures. Now, I am making 2 as root node, 1 as children. Then I will get 2 more structures. Just think. 2 unlabeled node means only 2 possibilities are there, because there is no specific root node. Then these 2 are same. Coming to here, by making 1 as root node, I will get 2 structures. By making it 2 as root node, I can get 2 structures. So, the total number of binary structures possible are here are the 4. If I am having 3 labeled nodes, like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just write. I am just writing with the help of only 1 as root node. With the help of 1 as root node, if I write my structure, I will get 5 structures. Just think. 1, 2, 3. This is one structure. Or I will draw this structure. 1, 2, 3. I have completed. Or I can write this structure with the help of only one root node. 1, 2, 3. Or I will write this structure. 1, 2, 3. Or I can write the last one. 1, 2, 3. Just see, with the help of 1 as root node, I got 5 structures. That is already we have seen 3 unlabeled. Similarly, if I am having 3 labeled nodes, I got one possibility as 5 structures with 1 as root node. 5 structures with 1 as a root node. Similarly, you have to write for 2 as root node, 3 as root node. 2 as root node, 3 as root node. And also, there is one more possibility. 1, I can write 1 as root node. I will write like this. 1, 3, 2. You don't have to forget this one. I can write like this. How I am writing all these? These are all possibilities. Meaning that if I am having 3 labeled nodes, I will get 6 possibilities. I can arrange these 3 label nodes in 6 ways. If I am having 2 label nodes, I can arrange in 2 ways. If I am having 4 label nodes, I can arrange in 4 factorial ways. This represents 3 factorial. 3 factorial is 6. 4 factorial is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. 4 3s are 12, 12 2s are 24 ways I can arrange. With the help of one type of structure, I got 5 structures. How many types you will get possible? 6 ways. So total 5 into 6, 30 binary tree structures are possible with the help of 3 label nodes. With the help of 3 labels. If you want, you can take a paper and write down all the cases. You will get 30 structures. With the help of one type of representation, I got 5 structures. Like this, we are having 6 possibilities, so we will get 30 structures. So, if I am having n label nodes, how many binary trees are possible? That represents the same thing, 2n cn by n plus 1. Extra is this factorial, 2n cn by n plus 1 into n factor. If you want, you can substitute. Take n as 3. If you take n as 3, 6c3 by 4 into 3 factorial. 6c3 by 4 already we have seen. 6c3 you got 5 into 4 by 4 into 3 factorial is 6. So 5 into 6, 30. So if I am having n labeled nodes, I will get 2n cn by n plus 1 into n factorial. If I am having n unlabeled nodes, I will get 2n cn by n plus 1 nodes. Binary trees. A binary tree is simply having maximum of 2 children for any node. Eight. This is a kind of binary tree. In binary tree representation, there are various versions are there. Among those, one type of representation is like this: 1, 2, 3. Meaning that my tree is completely skewed towards left. This kind of binary tree, I can call it as left skewed binary tree. In a left skewed binary tree, my elements are completely skewed towards a left side. So this is a left skewed binary tree. So this is also a left skewed binary tree because the elements are all left to one each other. So we can call it a left skewed binary tree. This is not a left skewed binary tree because the last level node having a right child. So this is not a left skewed binary tree. There is another version is the right skewed binary tree in which elements are all skewed towards right side. Just opposite to that. 1, 2, 3. You can understand directly. Another one is a complete binary tree. Complete binary tree. This is important. Complete binary tree means all levels should be completely filled. Completely filled. Except the last level. All levels should be completely filled except the last level, and last level element should be as left as possible. See, you want to understand this definition, I will give an example. If I am having a binary tree 1, 2, 3, this is having how many elements are there? 3 elements are there. This level, this I am calling it as level 0. This one I will call it as level 1. 5, 6, 7. This I am calling it as level 2. 9, 10. This I am calling it as level 3. When we call a tree as a binary, complete binary tree means in binary tree all levels should be completely filled except the last level. Except the last level means level 3. Except the last level, remaining all levels should be completely filled. All levels should be completely filled means every level should have maximum possible nodes are there. That many number of nodes should be there. So this level having how many possible nodes? 2 power 0 completely filled. This level having 2 power 1 nodes completely filled. This level having 2 square nodes completely filled. Except the last level. And one more thing is the last level element should be as left as possible. As left means it should have to completely fill from left side onwards. Then only I can call it as a complete binary tree. So now it is a complete binary tree. If you didn't understand, I will take one more example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I call this as a complete binary tree? Yes, because except last level, all the remaining levels are completely filled. This level is having 2 power 0 elements, this level is having 2 power 1 elements, and this level elements are completely left as possible. If I write like this, first point is correct. All levels except last level is completely fit. Yes, up to here completely fit. What about the last level? As left as possible. Here there are two elements. Two elements should be children of 2. But it is not filled, so we cannot call it as a complete binary tree. Complete binary tree. Or I can write like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is also not complete binary tree because except last level, all levels should be completely fit. This is 2 power 0 elements are there, 2 power 1 elements are there. Here it should have 2 square elements are there. I mean 4 elements should be there. But here only 3 elements are there. So this is also not complete binary tree. What I am saying is, all levels should be completely filled with 2 power I elements. If you take level 0, 2 power 0 elements, level 1, 2 power 1 elements, level 2, 2 square elements, like that, except last level, all the levels should have 2 power elements, and the last level should be as left as possible. So, if any binary tree follows this structure, we can call it as a complete binary tree. There is one more kind of binary tree is there. We will call it as a full binary tree or perfect binary tree or strict binary tree. This strict binary tree contains a full binary tree. Full binary tree can contain maximum number of nodes at height. I mean all levels are completely filled. If my tree height is h, it should have to contain 2 power h plus 1 minus 1 elements. That's it. All levels are completely filled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. This one I will call it as a full or perfect or strict binary tree because all levels are completely filled. 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 square. Or I can say if my tree height h, tree height is how much? Tree height is 2, then 2 power h plus 1 minus 1. 2 cube minus 1, 7. If there are total 7 elements are there, then I can call it as a full binary tree or perfect binary tree or strict binary tree. This one, this is not a full binary tree, but I can call it as a complete binary tree because all levels are completely built except the last level, and last level elements are as left as possible. Next kind of tree, extended binary tree. In an extended binary tree, if you take any node, that node can have either 0 children or 2 children. That's it. Then, if it follows that property, we can call it as extended binary tree. For each node can have either 0 children or 2 children. I mean, it should not supposed to have 1 children. If it is having 1 children, we cannot call it as an extended binary tree. Let's take an example. This is extended binary tree because This is having 0 children, 0 children, 2 children, 0 children, 2 children. Yes. In every node can have either 0 children or 2 children. We can call it an extended binary tree. Take out this one. This is not extended binary tree because this node is having 1 children, 0, 0, 2 children. This node is having 1 children. When 1 children node is present in a tree, in a binary tree, we cannot call it as extended binary tree. But we can convert this kind of tree into extended binary tree by adding external nodes. See, I will add like representation, just check. I will add like this. So what I have to do? I have to make this degree as 2. This degree as 2. If I want to make that degree as 2, I will simply add one external leaf node like this. External leaf node like this. If I add one external node, its degree is 2 now. Its degree is 0, degree 0, degree 0, degree 2. Degree 2. So now I can call it as extended binary tree. Here you have to understand an important point. This is a extended binary tree. Generally, each and every external node in an extended binary tree will be represented in the form of squares. Internal nodes will be represented in the form of squares. External nodes. Internal nodes will be represented in the form of circles. Okay. Fine. My question is every complete binary tree is a perfect binary tree? Just think about it. No. I am asking is every complete binary tree is a perfect binary tree? No. Because in a complete binary tree, all elements should not be there. Last level contains the elements as left as possible, but there is no compulsory that all elements are completely filled. So every complete binary tree may not be a perfect binary tree, but vice versa is possible. Every perfect binary tree is a complete binary tree because all the n-1 levels are completely filled and the nth level is already filled, so as left as possible. So every perfect binary tree is a complete binary tree, but complete binary tree is not a perfect binary tree. Yes. And also these binary trees are used for to store various kind of algebraic expressions also. Algebraic expressions means it is of the form a plus b into c plus d. It is also an algebraic expression. So these binary trees are also used for to represent this kind of structures. Then that kind of representation I will call it as expression trees. Expression. So how we are going to represent? It will represent like this: star plus a b c d. This is a kind of expression tree. In an expression tree, all the internal nodes contains what? Operators. And external nodes contains operands. This is about expression trees. Like this, we are having various kind of binary trees are there. Next, we will see implementation of these binary trees. We can implement these binary trees in two ways. One is through with the help of arrays, another one is through with the help of linked list. Let's see the two ways. Let us take one binary tree 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a kind of binary tree. If you want to implement this binary tree in arrays, first we will create an array of required size. Here my requirement is I want to store total 6 elements. So my array size is 6. So if my index starts with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If my index starts with 1, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, generally, this representation can be viewed by us, but not by the system. System can understood only in the form of arrays only. First, user trying to insert the value 1. That 1 will be inserted at the index position 0. Next, 2 will be inserted at the index position 1. 3 will be inserted at index position 2. 4 will be inserted at index position 3. 5 will be inserted at index position 4. 6 will be inserted at index position 5. Index position 5. If my index starts with 0, if index starts with 1, 1 is printed at 1, 2 is located at 2, 3, 4, 5, element 6 is printed at the 6th index position. Okay, fine. Up to here there is no problem. Don't see this now. Okay. Now, if the system wants to find the children of 1, how can it find? Or just look at here. If the system wants to find the children of 1, what are the children of 1? 2 and 3. Children of 1 are, this is left children, this is right child. Right? If I want to get the children of this value 1, the children of this node 1, the left child is 2, right child is 3. If I want to get these values, I need to use compulsory index positions. So what I am going to do is, to get this left child, I need to access 2 index position. To get right child, I need to access 3 index position. So I am present at the index position 1. If I want to move from index position 1 to 2 or index position 1 to 3, is there any relation between these two? Yes. If I want to get from 1 to 2, I can simply multiply this 1 with 2. Yes. 1 into 2 will get 2 index position. So simply I can reach to 2. If I want to reach to 3 index position, I can simply multiply with 3. Just assume. I will write like this. I will multiply it with 2. I will add 1. Then I will get index position 3. Just similarly, check here. I want to find the left child of 2. See, I want to find the left child of 2. Left child of 2 is 4 and right child of 2 is 5. To get the left child 4 element to 2, I need to access this index position. To get the right child 5, I need to access this index position. To reach this index position, I will use this index position. So is there a relation between these two? Yes. To reach from index position 2 to index position 4, I will simply multiply with 2. To reach from index position 2 to index position 5, I will simply multiply with into 2 plus 1. What I am saying, I am simply generalizing. What you can understood? To get the left child of a node, I am simply taking that element corresponding index position I. I mean, left child of ith element, if you want to find, I am going to simply multiply with 2 into I. you will get the corresponding index value. And if you go that index value, you will get the value. To get the right child of ith index position element, you are going to multiply with 2 plus 1. That is what we did, into 2 plus 1. Okay. For example, to find the left child of 1, index position is 1. Then what we are going to do? 2 into 1, you will reach to index position 2. In index position 2, you will access 2 directly. To get the right child of 1, you are going to suppose to access 2 into 1 plus 1, 3. Index position is 3. Like this you can calculate. Or to get the left child of 2, what you are going to do? 2 into index position is 2. 2 into 2, 4. You will move to the fourth index position. In fourth index position, you will get the value. So, if my index position starts with 1, left child you can calculate with the help of 2 into I. Right child you can calculate with the help of 2I plus 1. Similarly, here, to get the left child, you need to get left child of 1, you need to go for 1 index position. To get the right child, you need to go for 2 index position. Yes, here also there is some relation. That is, you need to multiply with 2 plus 1. You need to multiply with 2 plus 2. See, I will directly write. Left child of I is 2I plus 1. Right child of I is 2I plus 2. Simply you can substitute, you will get the values. To get the left child of 1, here I represents index position. Try to understand. I is index position, not the element. Left child of 1, index position is 0. 2 into 0 plus 1 is 1. So 1 index position 2. Yes, it is correct. To get the right child of 1, index position is 0. 2 into I plus 2. That is 2 into 0 plus 2. You will get index position 2. If you reach to index position 2, you will get the value 3. Yes. Like this you can calculate. If index position starts with 0, left child you can get by 2a plus 1, right child you can get by 2a plus 2. If index position starts with 1, these are the formulas. How can we find the parent for a given element? To find the parent for a given element, like this, check here. What is the parent for 4? The parent for 4 is 2. What is the parent for 5? Parent for 5 is once again 2 only. So what I am doing is to find parent of a node, you need to take its corresponding index position by 2. What is the parent for 4? Take index position 4, divide by 2. Parent of 4 is, index position is 4. 4 by 2 is 2. Parent of 5 is, index position is 5 by 2. That is 2 once again. So you will go for index position 2, the element is 2. That is correct answer. Yes. See, here you need to take only seal. You need to take floor, not seal. If you take seal, what will happen? Here you will get the value 3, then you will get a mistake. So like this, you are going to calculate parent element of particular node. So this way I can implement this binaries using arrays. Similarly, the same structure you can implement with the help of linked list. Now I want to store this element 1, data 1. Data 1 I can store using a node. I can store like this. 1 I can store. Next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Suppose I am having 6 elements like this structure. Now what we need to do? You need to make 2 and 3 are left child and right child of 1. Right? So as it is a node, it's having some address 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. Okay, to want to connect it to the left child, you need to get this address. So I will write this address here, 200. To connect to this one, its address required 300. So that it will be connected. To connect this to this one, it requires the address 400. To connect this to this address, it requires 500. That's fine. Now, is there any left child and right child? No, nothing. So I can make it as null. Right child is null. Left child is null. Right child is null. Left child is null. Right child is null for 6. What about 3? Left child is there. Left child address is 600. It will be connected like right child is null. This is linked representation of binary tree. So these are the two ways we can use to implement a binary tree.